Peter. We do the prayers before the teachings, yeah. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through deeds of listening to the Dharma and other perfections, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through deeds of listening to the Dharma and other perfections, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. Through deeds of listening to the Dharma and other perfection, maintain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, request to turn the wheel of Dharma, request not to manifest Nibbana. I dedicate the merit thus created to all sentient beings. This ground is anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, Mount Meru, the four continents, sun and moon. Visualizing as a Buddha feel, I offer it so that all beings may enjoy this pure rite. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kani Raya Dayami. I request you, exalted and venerable gurus, who have gathered clouds of wisdom and compassion in the space of Dhammakaya, in accordance with the needs of the few of the disciples, let the rain of the vast and profound Dharma thereby fall. Okay, I finished, Anila.
Ane Google sason ane gela di unzunaro nas.
Absolutely. Zanje jano zanje jano la zajo bano dane shalonje dage chuje jebe sono gala peche sanje ndo ba sho zanje jano zoje jano la zajo bano dane shalon dage chuje jebe sonanje gala peche sanje ndo ba sho zanje jano zoje jano la zajo bano dane shalon dage chuje jebe sonanje gala peche Sanje Dhuba Shoy Sage Beje Shoye Medona Rami Yen Lejaban Sanje Yada Mede Mewa Yen Nada Yen Shawa Shoya Dan Gora Mede Lagani Andai Mea Tony Nije Sondo Jovela Cheje Zende Kanje Dede Mire Shana Bema Tezi Jaz So Ande So Yen Dendo So Nama Hai Gano Loda Nijenge Chubo Dada Mi Gano Roa Genje Jana Chetawa Tanje Kedoda Chete Do Oya Laso Tatiri Yamanaso Tat Tawaji Joba Chetsa Lutende Madoa Chene Titiri Tene Kewata Dimbiki Kanza Sanje Sali and Jogi Churu Tot Ne Tsala Manawa Da Shanchu Lanchi Rimiki Da Chesa Monte Niheshi Kewa Zambu Shonwa Teleya Tene Garanzo Senki Tene Gatuta Chibi Tone Tene Number 2 Sambanza Ni Kungo Te Ni Taba Chimbiki Shanchu Gesen Mataya Chuma Tsuchiki Simbi Tone Ni Dambi Chende Semba Sho Ta Semba Shi Chuki Tsante Ta Kana Da Karala Gure Ile Insaya Nepa Rimba Tata Chibi Jutsen La Ni Jutsen Ngoton Uba Se Sache Ninchi Nande Ta Jutsen Ngo Tele Ya Dönsen Ni Chungi Ke Tone Ma Song Nang Tsang De Nang Ta Dönsen Chuchi Ba Leer Da Dönsen Chuchi Ba De Karele Sana Tetara Lang Tumo Wa Nang Chi Ju Jane Nyepa Sangha Lan Ju Gute De La Shuna Noto Tso Nipa Tso Ni Zoba Ju Shiro Os Ta Tere Ta Ngara Tso Pe Ju Nang Ten Tene Jana Sopo Korea Ta Tetsole Ya Teba Chimbi Chue De Yang Teba Chimbi Chue Tsama Iba Ane Sangha Doji Teba Da Chiba Chene Ta Ye Tende Ki Ta Dacha Ki Tembi Ki Chuji Chade Tende Song Zang Ta Tetsu Lu Shija Che Yonde Ane Tumo Lang Zhang Ho To Robi To Ne Ane Sangha Nasu Lang Gu Res Tumo Lang Zhang Ho To Song Yu To Ne Sangha Nasu Lang Ba Yina Ta Gyuba Kari Yore Sana Tene Tso Joban Joba Tso Noto Zobi Gyuba Yore Sana So Nanga Tso Da Ihe Tso Nimbo Te Nen Joban Zo Tuwa So Nanga Tso Da Ihe Tso Ni Den Joba Zo Tuwa Yina Tene Jabu Sanje Je Goba De Ne Rimbo Matoba Joba Tutu Yore Sana Tene Son Zang Ni Nyeba To Ne Sangha Nausa Lang Re Song Yore Sana 어때 기대 대상을 맺어 봐. 리제 니바 총에 줘봐 맺어나 랑지 림바 티니 제조서 동화장 샤오스 다 투마랑자 체니 상 그것도 손이 돈 상한 나서 라 투바이나 그바 전부 쉬고 줘요. 계시 된게 상하 추 나서나 무투케 임바이나 이니 타바 침비게다 조파르토 심비게 거니 템비 아니야 랑가 림바테소 수수투 세줄이야 아니 야 고배도 아니 대장지제나 어디다 야고요레스 어디다 됐어 어디다 대세 주지받다 주지받다 존이받니 뭐도 되는다 존이받들이야 아니 갈서 상하 규모나장 허도 문전에 상하게 나서나 못봐 이나 네 셔부 총을 초고 셔부 링기 초고 셔부 진비게 초고 투무이게 나한테서 아니 정주래야 마시바 샤바 샤바 보니 것도 배워 대장지 제쇼서 어때 하잖아.
그래서 이제 아니 so we are so grateful in this occasion to get together here as we has a life as a precious human life. So we have the leisure quality and opportunities quality. So in this occasion, it's how grateful we are here to get this chance to study the great teaching of Lamrim, and also great teaching of loving that came from the perfect Buddha. So for this, like fortunate, we have to we are so lucky. So we have to set a good motivation, and especially the motivation of the great person's motivation and aspiration, and then listen this teaching, like with joyfully. And, as our teaching is goes by the why, the Buddha Buddha teach the student in these three persons stages of different teaching. So for this there's like two reasons, and then today we are here on the second reason. There's like 14 there in the Tibetan textbook. They taught in because of 14 like 14 different reason, and then today we are in the 11th one. So 11th one is why the Buddha teach in this way, because after that there's like two different ways. One is like tantra mahayana, any mahayana practice, and hinayana practice. And after even in the mahayana practice there's two. One is the any mantra tradition and perfect tradition. So for the perfect tradition, and then in the highest practice, the Mahayana tradition, this mantra tradition, and in the mantra teaching, in someone receive the mantra teaching, before we have to have like at least they said like 3%, like three-person stage well enough, to generate the bodhicitta mind and the right view. So this is this is called the common practice. So before enter the mantra tradition, mantra teaching, you should have the common teaching as well. So this is telling in the 11th one. And then 12th one is also why in the mantra tradition also there is like a stage of general stage in improvement of general stage, and also the complete stage. The complete stage is according to the even the tantra and tantra tradition. There's a lower tantra and higher tantra. So in the higher tantra, this is like before to enter to practice of general stage and complete stage. So you should have the two persons teaching as well, and especially the great persons like practice of set like the spirit of enlightenment. Let's go again.
다 대체 송 주송 받을 가르에서는 상하 원주나네 시 타바 통제는 샤바도 상하니 nete chawa sombes ta kisi ta tumo naja yapa jinko to sombi to ni sangha le juba yina shatanga ni taba chambo tipiki taba chimbi chue tangche re minse le ya sangha gi te tsole ya nete chawa sombes ki chambi nambi chambo de karere sa na hene tenchu re sa hene tenchu kwele chaba to juba kins tene hibi cheson rante seotir shaas tene yedu ta ngaran so lama tenchu tele ya ta ma ndu ki kone ni lama tentong o tene taba chembe ke jupare to shimbi ki kone ni ge hene ki tsene tang ge hene tentong home ki tentong laba to sangha ki koso ani sangha ki kochi lami ki tsene kanda tsangu yome tene homa tegene sangha ki lama de tembi koso ta mando nduya ki kon tentong da mandawa da nagi ki pare to shimbi ki jo pashin ki kon tembi kene tensu le jam mandawa ni kene tensu chaba to paba chi che re so kene tensu kole chaba to choba ki tene ke bi che san de sha sa sangha ki joni ki bi ke je san da ne nama ge kene den kres tene jodi kuma ni jo ya ang ju bi ba shenes te ta be sangha ge lama tseni tsawa chi tene lama ti dune jodi kumas ta judi sa de jawa doje chong sung bi ge ta sangje gi kacha de de ya ta tele ya tsede ta tsede de su to gure so pele na pe sawan du bi gi ju ta bo den cho gi ju ta bo tu ko gi ju ta bo ji je gi ju ta bo te so judi kumas ya de judi kuma ne jo ye ge ne on te su sho ji je on cho anjije ge on da bo den cho ga on da bo sawan di on da bo tu ko ga on da bo den de ya on sho on chen shu yu de on ge ni ju pi ba she ne sang ha ge ju pi ge go te on yin so den de so zang ju on ge ju pi ba she den de de so to bi is da dang se dang dong ba tang che la se yu de she dang sang ha le ju di ge yu re se ju di ge sha ju shu ju nen ju la me ju 어ता 텔레야 데니 샤주게 슈주게 하게 샤주게 달하지 문자 뭐에 뒤치게 내가 너에게 슈주게 아니 하면서 뒤치게 문자지 데니 년조주 년조라미주 데네 제나 문자 요래때 다 당시사데 아니 가르 쇼바이나 당시 송과 뭐 요래스 얘나야 돈바 송과때 샤주 to shuji ge on shubi kale ya pa ge domba de lang ge yo ma shang chu se bi ge domba lang ni ma to pa ge domba lang ma res de ne nenjo ju ta nenjo la me ge ju ge on chen nenjo ge ju ge on chen sho nenjo la me ju ge la ge on chen shubi kale ya ani nya ba to ani pa ge domba lang res de kare re sa ma de le ya ne dojo hoben ge on sa de shu bo de dojo hoben on shu yo de nya ba to pa ge domba lang res de 대답이 하게 동반랑비 걸레니 당치 송자 하게 자동 주게다 아니 bombuji 아니 내제 빠도네 봐요 아니 당치 뭐고요 어다 대초 소되셔라 추기도 송세다 소수 소당이 하게 동비게 자동 대초 아니 소래장 동바송어디 기차 지네 송그래서 동바 당체는 소되셔라 추기도 송세 대답이 하게 나는 제케텔에 아니 getsu dojin zimba, gyano dojin zimba, ani chimba dojin zimba se te sung yores. Te sung no ne, ani chimba dojin zimba le chang, ni getsu dojin zimba de, ni chawa de paba. Getsu dojin zimba le chang, ni gyano dojin zimba de chawa de paba, o te de jun sung yores. Dendri sonsa ta do dina ani swata ge domba shangchu sembi ge domba ani sangha ge domba ani domba song yore domba song ka de ni palame dan nenju ju on shu sa de ni domba song ka song gu yore se so de sha tsu gi tsu chaba da za yi dong ye po na se yong de ta na ra zo ta ba chen bi chu che shangchu sembi ge domba lang bi ka le ya za dong ani chep je ta ni je hi ju sa但他讲，东北那边搞的자동 주제到bom不接受对不对？那印度那在一个东华的所说的歌颂吧，有嘛？那东北洋家哪有认识？本来자동说了东北的，那东主的东北的没个强，伊那样洋家东北浪就有认识，他浪都有讲述。 랑주 요래 주 추세 대해서 소수의 동바지 랑 동바의 양자배 상추 세비 알아서 개추의 결혼고 동바에서 지랑네 아니 자이 동아 그 손바이나 양자 랑 매바도 예를 상추 세비 동바다 상하가 동바에서 자동 쇼나야 양자 동바 랑초레스 랑초르데 아니 담보의 자동 마거 제거로 마도 자동 제네 양자 동바 랑바이나야 아니 소수의 주대 니 총라자 동차레스 총라 칸데 동요레스나 다 요때 몽보지 시가부 차차레스 요때 힘도 시가예스 자동기 예마거 발라 베스 지 상주선비게 자동그 상하게 자동그 소바이나 데리 소수기 산데마 총란다로니 양자 동바랑바이나 동바의 시기르데 니 요때 사다랑게 강나네 제용도 니 요때 존조바 조바 토부터 유림보 토데케 컬레 카보 요때 줄샤라 컬레 카보 차르게 니 차르고 근데 이 자동게 천네 마거바데 제거데 기침레스 어떤 제정법을 정해 거들 말은 소리야 더자 조때 나온 것은 예마거베 양락이 동안 놓지 마거발란 베지스 다 양락이 동안 써한테 아다 bombu tetsure bombu jieda ani ani 동 ta nishe tse tetsu gyo sosole magyo ba cheshos yala ke towa no chi magyo ba la mechis gyo na o shadong ji taba sha des kisi sosole ya bombu da ta nishe da gyo somba ina katu le ya shadong cheshos ta te ni pele na joji pede ate sha pele pebi kole ya 이 최대 된지 봐요래 최대디 하네 아니 동안다 충충 된지 쇼소나 카투 아니 디치리야 아니 샤바 피노요레스 데라서 바탕 가론 쪽에 남아게 해는 뭐 지금 어떤 내게 얘기도 니 샤바 나오요레스 지 nepa chung kyo somba ina ya shabu chi maraya chene koro teri nepa teri shosa teri pasha shoke shonsa na shoke sha nigun shosa nigun sha gonda shosa gonda pa katu nepa chung teso ina ya shadang chi yu res teri di jiro muche mara chan shadang chi taba sha desu dangsi da domba lang ji yi yin bisho so tere dangsi da domba te mara chu ju le ya gang nang le chene toba shi yi ki 아만 잡고 예만 잡고 사기 잡고 그래서 나는 저 통통다다 아니 지 신통다다 주구나 대 조사게 사기도 비다부치 매바이나 될래야 로또다 니 신통다 지신 나서 야부시는도 또 야부시는도 근데 이 예만 신카도 야부치도 신카 야부치 그 나오게 나서 줄래야 여태 상황 그 여태 그래서 통통다부디 줄을 셔와라 아니 수수기 세 생주 때는 당시도 동바 ni pi tabu hinka tangsi da domba nungi xiani, tangsi da domba de ni yima resi, te yapu chi sungi resi, tangsi da domba langji yi yinbi shiro osi. Tene jode wama tanas, tene tangsi da domba yapu osu, tene on shi tsayi jele ya, on shi tsayi jele tangsi da domba yapu osu. Ta jode wama tanas yundi jode wama de shaju de shuju de, nenjo chi sonde. Te kale ya tene tsenche ge nenjo, 세메게 nenjo 세야다 샤주 비콜에 센체 세메 nenjo 주콜 센체 세메게 nenjo 네 샤주 슈주 nenjo 조다 샤주 슈주 nenjo 소콜에 센체 세메 nenjo 세 어타 대가르노데 다티 nenjo 나오서 나오츠이테서 아니 야부 시비게 토네 장바체네 나는 체게레스 고마다나 세 고마데 칼라메레야 셰리치 nenjo 세 셰리치 nenjo 강로라 레바노 오세 제대로 왕국의 거서 세계의 내조 라메의 거서 시리의 내조 대처 도전 야부 제네 아니 텔레 나네 제쇼 오스 대때에서 대 나네 세계의 내조다 아니 라메의 시리의 내조도 생래야 땜반다부 치포 지 나네 야부지 차선 디제를 제대로 와마다나 세마메의 내조 세메의 내조다 아니 하라메다나 고마다나 조리지 내조 거로를 레벨하고 스타 조리 야나 세메게 nenjo 어때서 나오니 제쇼 사탕 알아서 제정가 버체도 돈다고 되다 나오레스
So, yes, we finished the 12th one, and in the 13th, what mainly talking is how to practice the mantra vehicle and mantra teaching. So to the mantra teaching, first we have to enter the mantra before we practice or study the mantra teaching. So it's mainly important is saying how to relying on a teacher, a great teacher or good teacher. So for the teacher, we should have to in the mantra vehicle. So the teacher is the good guru. The guru is so important. The guru play a big or huge role in the mantra vehicle traditions, to teaching and practice. So for this, the disciple should have to find a really like a great or guru, like good guru. After we found the good guru, and then we have to study how to relying on the teacher. And for this, the student also should be very careful to find a good guru. And after you get the guru, then you have to follow what the gurus instruct to you. So for this, the relationship between guru and disciple is so important for the mantra vehicle practice. So after you found a good guru, and after then, before so in the when we before we talk to the talk about the Mahayana, the mantra practice. So for the mantra practice, also same as in like other doctrine. So in the mantra vehicle teaching, there's also four different different ritual, four different ritual. So there's is a called low mantra vehicle teaching, and then higher mantra vehicle teaching. So for the lower mantra vehicle teaching, also there's two different ritual, and or the higher also different two in the categories, and many categories. The first three are like lower, and the last one is the great yoga and teaching. So for this, after we find a good guru, then it's important to take an initiation from the so the from a guru. And after we take the initiation, so initiation for the we have precept and vow, and we are taking the precept. So the precept in the Mahaya, in the mantra vehicle mantra vehicle teaching, there's like a root in front, in root precept, and then the secondary precept. And the root precept is like 18 root precept, and then secondary is there's like eight secondary, and also eight secondary. So for this precept also, there's a different like precept. Vinaya Vinaya precept, and Bodhisattva, like Bodhicitta mind precept, and mantra vehicle and precept. So there's a three different precept. And also when we rely on the teacher, there's a three different way to relying on the teachers, according to the Vinaya. And Vinaya way of relying on teacher, and then Bodhisattva way of relying on teacher, and also mantra vehicle way of relying on teacher. So so the 13th one is talking about how mantra vehicle, how to relying on mantra vehicle teacher, and also how the precept, how many precepts. So precept, so as I told, is like root is 18 root vow, and secondary is 8. So those. And so in the Lamrim, the Chesongapa says, even someone, bear your life to protect those precept and precept at the first place. And that if you soiled by this like a root in infraction and root infraction and also the secondary infraction. So immediately we have to confess and purify those infraction, immediately. So there's one story is during the Atisha's time, that the Atisha himself, when he soiled by the even single infraction of the root infraction or secondary infraction, so immediately so during that, so the story is saying during the George Atisha has a small statue, small like a stupa all the time with him, and whenever he soiled, he himself soiled by the infraction, he immediately purify and confessed the infraction. So same as like this, we disciple also always be with the awareness, we need the foundation or awareness practice, and whenever we we soiled by the infraction, so immediately we have to purify like Adisha. And also that if in the vehicle vow and precept and precept and Bodhisattva precept, it's not like a Vinaya precept. Vinaya precept, when you soiled by the root infraction, you cannot take again. There's no second chance to take it again. But for the Bodhicitta mind, Bodhicitta vow and mantra vehicle vow, even even you soiled or you soiled by the root infraction, you can take it again and again, but even there's a chance to take it again, but the Chetsongapa you know Jepsonga mentioned, we should have to try, not soiled by the infraction from the beginning, because even we take it again, we can retake it, but after we take it, it's like different, without soiled by the root infraction, and soiled by the root infraction and take again is so different. After you take, soiled by the infraction, even you have the vow and the precept, but it's the great qualities, it's hard to gain the great quality, and also very hard to cultivate again, because it's a because of the sin or because of the weakness of the already like contaminated yourself, because of the root infraction. So that's why we should have try very hard to protect those protect those precept. Yeah, that's any page disk la to china.
That's the Padi Karere Senator. Tangaranso, Tai Nauso Long Fitele, and Donhanika, Nauso Long Gures, only a Jerem Chisongate, Jerem Chagin, then Richaman, Donhanika, Nauso Long Sombate, and George Peda Atisha, Gomba Hima Denemaso Guresita. They tabi launch number Japi Lune, London so des. Langri chi cha ti tu chi ba was tende do ha yon so zo ba na len ge rin ba che ge su ba de shang chu lang de so des ani langri ka ta ra che ne lang de ji chi chi yu des de ta ma se jo ji pe da a te sha gen ze bi jong je de yon ani jo chen de so des te chen lang ji du to du ba se dans ti wa le ting en zi zo chi le se tende jo chen ba ni da ma do te ne ka jo ji so de ta de te chen je lang ji du to du ba se de jo ji so Sanchi mecho ni che ngao ni che wa nga la me shangchu to de na shangchu zhu la ra le pe zhu pa to na himbo sha den zhu pyu su co bi lu xie to ne ka ne ju ji xie jia xie to ne ka ye zhu lan be pe de ye sha xie tang se wa ta ti ba lu ji zhu ta lu di de na ka de san Sanji mecho biyo ten awa se ta ndera sanje ra, sanje chi komo. Maran tsuyo ge soso shewe ge tse ge dere re se ne sanje le ya tse song tuwa chon yo marsa. Nga tsu lo yi le bande bi ge 이贵月的送个月的吐个月的有的那一张上几没确实人的乐于人的比国当贵月的乐于人的比马上这个乐于人的比贵月的送个月的吐个月的人的一个马上没比上出的那马上做托办的呢你上出的托办的个呢上出主巴了啥嘞这个主比个主哪能接巴了啥嘞个意思主巴通通听不下去这主办哪能接完了呀？这袋子记得各接吧，怎么样吧？可能到木头里呀，刚做里切的那里呀，到哪能接个意思？但就普通错别绿色的，台湾街当叫不去唱一个，那绿普通错别一个绿的，那现在那个话的意思，现在那就去，现在现在那个意思，俺那做个绿的，这里的那现在那忙不了也那个不的意思。那个如兰贝对下，我做旅店的浪才一件，旅店的过去的这个人是浪的，他可能有家店那的，家具店那，过去店那，澳洲出去，他当然别的，他点菜的，他当然忙不了，乱的说说你去干这，对个要不对吧的，我你过去的这个人是对下些的，这他做了这边让你熊一次。切个一到没弄吧，第一年的这把大事，他特别送我。本来呢，没去状况的主要把人呢，状况你把还讲个全部影响没去状况的主要把人呢，状况个绕啊点的，其实说是就准备就各个就拉送了，点的把那个现在都是把老当的，那说主要的提起短期之内的，把钱的主要的。你来看的做这个啊，是别电脑应该按照做，可以加出钱不？可以加出钱不的呢？你怕他一个钱都把这过来是，给一拉可以加出钱的嘞，给一拉的熊着呢，这个也当没那把是把轻重啊啥时候说的，当然是来看现在汤钱的怕下呢，你可加出来把这呢。แต่ละไทยก็ทางเสียเลยสแต่ที่ช่วยดูเลยส่งเสียตังช่างรู้ถ้าปิดสุดที่ตังอันนี้เพิ่มไปเยอะแล้วเนี่ยไปเส้นไปตรงบ้านเราส่งที่พอเลยชิบุลาสบาเส้นไปชาวบ้านทางเจ้าละจุนี่ริจิช่วยกันเสียตังสิ我那看着这路可以加速前面的这了，看这个什么，你想着这个的也是。你想着中间的钱呢？你研究个上面去研究个上面给个人行的呀，你他促进他比个促进协同，他马上就说他个促进，偏比一两年吧，也是蛮三，但你身边东巴绕中些是你想去身边给东巴浪，浪菜呢，你得上去买些吧，就怕的都行不，做到对我不就说了呢？想去身边的小把烫起来呀，说是对男人结构的是，今女人际出一些事，刚偷偷把男人把别在结构的是结当子，他的黑了人不刚，现在他同年就光写送些，但等这个加起来两个人吧，上出个山得做刚出去一送，他的结构先是怕心晓得，明显了呀。他到黑了，我是人不干的是，现在他同工的意思。他这个听不得上台就我帮，你写了个听不，现在的他同，他现在到他同送的这一套呢，你可以给早啊，对目定制给早啊的结果的，对目定制没法做，别说写送形式，但定个这就出去了来讲是这样，着急的送的，唐不年纪多了凶，这比相处才点啥是，唐不呢？个人讲过是男人觉得，当不年纪多了凶是的，小不穷我当这个，然后都当一多的，年纪全部讲过的意思。年纪讲不了带呢，你相处个三，讲起，做比相处三，点下是相处个三，才能长期上去联系啊，对不对的？等你18老师带马车是等你，你CP就可以给老师来呀，马车不接受，我是。等你要说你来交际说是，但你把三的三那了，但就变着了呀，三那钱不进，等你嘛就进，三那没办法进，三那把帮呢，你对比给我不来马车不接受，就去说， 계속 너니 표소 초 세대의 니 제바 동안다 추주 소한다 조바 가지는 너 되나 파피 너뒤 어다 파피게 너뒤 표소 조바들 원주리에 샤바체 쇼스 나마 상제 단어 되네 다 되야 다데 아니 되레 투무이게 랑자데 너가 투무이게 랑자지 단데네 마 되네 상하게 거리 희요 Lama Sanje Tano Kuse, da Rangi Sanhaga On Shusaga Lama Te Sanje da Nambigi Hinia Kuba Chishu, Zobi Sanje Mundawa, Sanje Lecha, Tabatama Tunaya, Sanje da Nambachi, Sanje da Chiba Chijang Insasa Kubachi, Samba Sambi Konite, Joyu Konite Tsuyora, Lama Tsugi to Te, Lama Sanje Tano Ku. Te Tonsi Demba Desa, Lama Tege Ranlia, on connaît on with Tuso, te bige Tonsi to Domba Teso, Tini Yonso Shang la Rot, c'est Tonsi with Domba de Nitse Tuju to Yamason Shos. On est Pomba sans en Kowas, Tini Tada en Jesse de Ponwanda, sans the hero Hiji en Tion Sayota, Ponda Pumbiki en, on est sans en Kowas. Lama Tinjis, Lama Tinji Yonsu, Tos, Lami Kikadilla Deni, Pon Sawan Tesoto, Yuma Seni, Nandapa, Juba Pote, Muju, Tenze Yala, Legion, Sony Yonsu Joba, Noto Muju, Tojoa, Data Sanga Chini, Yin Keson Sos, Otate, Georgie Son. Lami Dinema, Denema, Bon, Sawan Tesushi, on Yid Masho, Kira Hichi on, Siwan to Masho. They should Nami Kadilla Deni, Judy Yigeta, Pecha Petsolia, Ojonche, or that any Luma Sen, Nanda the Lut Tabanga, or that the Liga Sanhagishi, only Shubana, Seche Seme, Yana, sharing Zoli to Nasalan, the Drupa Pot, Mudu nurse. Ne Drupa Pot, and Hagi, Mudu Tobi, Mudu, Delia, Tumu Mudu. Tumuma Ibiki Moduyon. Tenzi Yala, Legion Yi, Sony also over Tetabi, Sangha also known the so long to the Hiji Twode, Galato to race, also Zoni, Noto, Modu told us, Tumu Modu Jeta, Tumoman Choke Modu, that the total race, the day in some, the Teta Sangha Chini said, then Sangha now Lamba in the 2 day, said, Ata Roshunaya. Ne tsechi luchi le sanje kobo to de da majona shawa dyug to le sanje to de da majona ya shawa chudu gu no le sanje to o tende ge sangha gi chechu sananda sangha gi yede yore se tende de ane sangha na so ngo re se o yesu so o ta de.
Yes, sir. So the 14th one is talking, like teaching us how important to practice that combining the perfection teaching and the Mahaya, the perfection teaching and mantra vehicle, like combining this both practice, how important this combining both like perfection practice and also the mantra vehicle practice. So this is what the Cherimboche here is saying is not only my view, also is from the Atishas, the book of the concise mantra of the achieving the Mahayana path. From there, he said that if you wish to attain the unsurprised enlightenment, which has inconceivable greatness, and be intent and practice to achieve its heard. For enlightenment depend upon practice. As this body of the perfect leisure and opportunities we arrive difficult to obtain, and once obtained, will be difficult to process. Again, make it meaningful by striving at practice. So mainly the Adisha is saying, since we have this leisure and opportunity quality, this is our human, quality. Since we have these qualities, why? And so why we can, how can we waste those? So we should need and encourage and practice. So don't, the mainly is saying like, don't waste don't waste the leisure and opportunity life. And same as like Atisha's book from the concisely written method of the achieving the Mahayana path. So from this, Atisha says, just as to when a chance arises for prisoners to flee from prison, they flee from the place, as their goals are not to the same as others. So too, if an opportunity arises to cross over the great ocean of cyclic existence, you emerge from this household of existence as your goal. Are not the same as others. So the Atisha gave us the teaching, like the analogy, the ocean and the prison, ocean and the jail, and then ourselves is like a prison. So that we have to have this kind of mindset and strong effort. So if a prison in a jail, so all he has all the time, trying to, escape or trying to go away from the jail and from the jail. Same as us, the samsara. The samsara is like the ocean of the samsara is like in jail, and ourselves is like a prison. So we should have like mindset or like a mindset and effort, to free from the samsara and to free from the samsara. So the mainly is talking how important to have strong motivation and aspiration to to go away from the samsara and cyclic existence like suffering. So and then the third one also from his message, and taking up the bodhisattva vow through abiding in the practice of refuge, the higher ethical discipline, and the bodies of the aspirational spirit of enlightenment, and practice properly in stage with what ability you have, all the deeds of the bodhisattva and the sixth perfection and like. So in this, the Atisha is saying like, so the first stanza is, how grateful and how lucky we are, and the second stage is the how kind of mindset do we really have in terms of freeing ourselves from existence suffering, and then the third stanza is mainly saying how can we free from the suffering and then cyclic existence, how can we achieve enlightenment. So there is saying that in the first two line is the practice of least person and medium persons, and then in the so this is starting from the refuge, taking refuge in the three jewels, and then after then, follow the discipline, and after then practice the, aspirational spirit of enlightenment, and also, and after then, engaging spirit of enlightenment, take practice engaging spirit of enlightenment, and after then, to practice this is perfection. Says perfection, and then after then there is a true stanza is the cultivate the heart of the wisdom and method inside meditative serenity, and there and unification. So that is what saying is, so we have the practice of like three person stage, and then perfection and aspirational spirit of like enlightenment, and also the generate engaging spirit of the enlargement, and so and then practice of perfection. So all of this also it important to be a skillful means combined with the method and wisdom and method, it's like a two wing. So method and wisdom, so the method and wisdom, and also is a important to practice the shamatha is serenity, and shamatha and also the logic and what the wisdom. So these two should have combined together, and then practice this teaching. So this, and also this one is the from the book of the collection. So this is also from the Atisha's book, the chapter on the collection of concentration. So it says that first make firm your spirit of perfect enlightenment, which has arisen from the strength of the compassion. Do not be do not attach to enjoying the resources of cyclic existence, and turn your back on a grasping and endowed with the perfect jewels such as faith. Respect your guru, who is the equal to the Buddha. This stanza is saying like common practice, how important the common practice is beginning from the compassion, and then compassion, and then generating the bodhicitta mind, or in this book it says a spirit of enlightenment. After then, don't attach to the resource of cyclic existence, cyclic existence. After then, the mainly is saying like the how important to three persons practice. And then after then, the two stanzas with the pledge that this is Guru taught. Joyously persevere in your meditation, receive through your Guru's kindness, and bestowal of initiation, both west and secret, purifying body, speech, and mind. And such practitioners are fit for the attainment by completing the collection that arise from the branch of the concentration. They will quickly achieve the supreme attainment. This is the way of mantra. So in this two stanza is mainly is talking that the tantra mantra vehicle practice or mantra vehicle teaching. So in the mantra vehicle teaching, from the beginning, it's so important relying on guru. So that's why we always look our guru and the Buddha, and then the yidam, the yidam or the deities, and the deities are inseparable. We have to look like imagine like manifestation. So our teacher is manifestation of Buddha, and whatever the yidam or the deity you are practicing, so it's inseparable. So we have to think like mainly is we have to think our guru is the perfect. So from because there's a reason. So from the guru we will take the initiation. So in the initiation they have like 4 different initiation: the west and secret, and also purifying body and speech and mind, and also the higher higher initiation. So initiation have 4 different. So all of this initiation we get from guru. So that's why we have to think like kindness of the guru, remember the kindness of the guru, and then obey to the guru, obey to the guru and relying on the guru. So that's so this is also like a method of like they're also including the how important like shamatha, the serenity practice, and wisdom practice. So this way first find a guru, and then take initiation, and then initiation, and then do this purify our body, mind, and speech by practicing. So all relying on teacher. So this is the way to practice the mantra vehicle or mantra tradition.
Anila, sorry, Anila, please can I know which page are we on?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's
Yeah, yeah.
page on 232 or
Okay.
239, sorry,
Okay,
239.
understand. Okay, 239, right? Okay, sure. Okay, understand. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
uh, yeah, it's the middle of the 239. Yeah. Uh,
Okay, noted. Okay, noted.
let's go again.
다 단다 다 주첸 다 시야차지 지송어 버체데 다 주첸 다 규바니 지나 다 규바디 송어 다 규바 네파 규바네 다 규바 다 텔레야 대체 인다 보여 가려요 sana 다 규방을 마해 되니 규바게 이게 쿵 해야되니 다 담보 뭐 해야 되려 담보지 저한다고 지다니 저한테 렌저비 수지 규바데만 손나요 다 담보 저한테 간직세나 기대 셔부 충득이 초과나 셔부 침비 혼도인 셔부 침비 나오 라리 도시의 초매 셔부 충득도 투무이 나오게 타니샤 지규해 나스 원은 아니 셔부 총무기 초고 셔분들이 초고돼서 셔부 침비 혼도랜도 와서 다 공례 송사라 원은 셔부 침비 라리서 자는 저기도 셔부 총무기 라리 셔분들이 라리서네 전체적인 해 그거 문도 왔잖아 어떤 셔부 총무도 총무기 라리서 라고 문도서 저쪽에 있나 어떻게 그래서 셔부 소소 셔데 Tribala Gubachamba Niyotes, or that Shabu Chu, Shabu Jimmy Choco, Shabu Chimmy Chocos, the Lech and the Sosoma, Kiabatele, Guba Niyotes, Gubani. That
Yes.
Tambu Kari and the Tara, Shabu Chundi, Tumu Lama Shepa, Rani Shabu Chambu, Kitchen, moving Ajishon Guba. 다 강상가케게 셔부 총모도 투메라 로 나네 미제 셔분데 투무이게 나네 미제 아치네 나 나네 chen 미제나야 나 셔부 첨부 인 한비게 나제 이렇게 매 카케 용시게스 된다 이게 나제 메바 조비기 체도 아니 셔부 총무 초고 셔분데 초고 때서 셔부 첨비 나오는 분들세 소아레스 규바치 때지 나제 좋아 규바치 네바텔레 다 셔부 총무기 초고가 셈바게 셔분들이 초고인데 셔부침 초고데서 근데 마치 랑 차차를 마히이나 로 로디 타송에 펜쳐버려서 로 타바침비게 가셔부침벌에 펜 도와 아니 셔분들이 초고해도 로 진리에 펜도요바 아니 셔부 총무 초고해도 로 타마리에 펜도요바 근데 로 로디 타송가리야 니 펜도요바 어떤데 여서 셔부 총게 chocolate sobares. One a penchelu candrasana. Shabur lorodi tasondia penton telia, penton yadamando, misegi pento chamber yosera, or the pichelu candrasan. Shabu coma ni layan, motota taba dene gubes. Jawasha, Kansa chili ni layan, deniche samba jonga temba, shoto munjuki, yoteshi bishadanso. 셔부 공만이 있어야 돼. 셔부 송지 나오게 셔부 리다 첨부 님부터 셔부 총을 되네 공만이 잘. 되네는 있나요? 다 모토 셔부 총무기 주고 다 도장 모토다. 타바 되네 교우가 됐어. 모토 되네 아니 타바 되네 교우가 됐어. 셔부 리나 교우 셔부 첨부는 교우. 저와서 이 강사 천리니라 양스 셔부 리를 지죠. 셔부 첨부를 튀게 강사 님벌이야. 아니 셔부 총무 던딩기 대 삼바데 아니 종고 요바 대기레스 셔부 총무 주고 나네 제거 셔부 딩기 추 나네 제거 어때 대기레스 셔도 먼저 셔메 요마레스 때 나네 제거서 셔도 먼저 아마체 여대 여레스 여대 가려 여레스나 다 셔부 쳔비게 나네 차추부지 요알라 셔부 딩기 나네 데도 투무이게 나네 때 녀바도 받도 셔부 데도 투무이게 나네 때 표소 초바지 영화 셔부 총무기 투무이게 라드 나는 것도 보고 어떻게 예상 나는 하마 표소 초바였나 셔마 표소 초바요 셔 대셔마의 표소 초바요 대셔마의 표소 초바지 요리에서 어떻게 요대시기스 요대시비 강사 타마히 이나네스 고만의 장창스 삼바 고만 메샬라 오마토에 가야메바 주시로 소다데 강사 타마치기 셔부 쳔비기 추我们很多马上啊，真的，当本的小个前辈去拖了上当课节吧，呢，我们圈的没些拖了，我们要说句了，每天还有每天差的也是，我们你上讲上班我们没些，当本的台湾前辈去讲讲讲，小本这个听没两人圈里面去，小本这个中国的听没去，两人圈里面去，当本的上出个才刚课节吧，呢，我们对刚要买不就上出才全些多嘛的是刚要每天差。어때? 얘가 고미 깨와잖아. 랑 투모 왔대 되잖아. 고미 깨와제데 태바 침비게 최 나네 제케게 깨와 되게 될래야. 랑 투모 아셔본지도 투모 아셔부 중 투모 땡요디 장바나 칸이 셰 심바 Kamashi, you do your data the Shavan Julius. I share him, but the Julia, Jopa Jobasha. Kashi Manaya, Niji, Yanja Ganjo, the Joba, not to your dish to the Shavan, Wama Shabane, Koma Tibi, Chobes, around the land and Jamba Metos, Koma Kumiki, non knowledge of Wama put the shares on knowledge of Yina, Wama de Koma le Peto Jimato, Koma de Shavala Getchon Jima, it's a Peto Chamber, yes, what is Gubatel. That Lord Richard T. Guba, that cool. That lang Guba the Hetsacha, that cool Karayosana, and then Dotan, and then Gobulu Dutan, or Tini, Loba Iron Davatan, there are now Yig, Loba Marcus, or the Tenage, Pendant Art of a town jig, and then Lord Rinchi Chigi cooled, and the town jig cooled down over. Dambo John Deke, so Dotan, Zocha Anshu Jibu should be in Dot, Shubale, Nobu can Kebe, Nobu Rinchi, Johnny. Better the Jani cuts at the 2 months to the Madis Olos. That's what Anji Jimmy shipping in Don Alonso, Marshal, Passion, the Tetsomalia, no, or that Jean Riba Sunsun, or the Terre, Nobu Kins. Then how much about Nobu said the door and door, don't he Jibu Tetso, Zao Chamber, Tetso, no big limb so called, Tambupa, Ani Garcegret. 这做啊送的这啊送小啊送是的这要到的这老人家要一边的是他就能送把能眼睛个子的你起毛不来才影响那这个的呢的有的嘛教育民送但的你我们录这个当然说的是但我们录这个用的我们是清楚的当不我把套一去现在你把来主义是的我们是清楚的我们是清楚的老当不了的 Namu Oba Toy Chosa de Shabu Chumu Choko de Dayo. Shini Napa Jua said, Napa Lejua said, the Shabu Jiggy Choko de Dayo. No, conscious Oba Totone, Rigi Napa Lev, Napa Leba, so what the tell. Shabu Chumu the Choko now so long and then Shabu Chumu get Doto Neja. 我到他到美籍旅浪回来是旅平常做把的浪用的美旅到他旅浪的旅的第一托的他把他堂前全部住土的是我的说现我到当年来就老了人家都吃不上我是但我们录过说的对吧那应该爸爸托面就说的是但的托面但送来说多个东西我们这些情况 다 봐봐 도매 지장 양 상주 세바네 리지 게이쇼 양다 번도가 샤이지 세제 시비 히로제나 토마 하이 쉐템바 시지 하이 당나당 제스 템바 제순주가 셰도 대다 히로 리다 데바 주가 또 쉐템바 린다 당나다 제스 템바 리 제순주가 셰도 대다 히로 자체도 데바 주가 또 쉐사모티케 당나다 제스 템바 처마 제순주가 데데 디 세제나가 되셔봐 고리도 바바 이노 셰순바다 근데 가르 송요에서는 바바 도매게 상주 셈바 타바 진비게 최나서랑케 telea 간에 땡그레서 리지 게이쇼라 양답을 누가 샤이시 세제 시비케 상주 셈베게 겐데 두는데 세제 시비케로 쳐서 세제마 세충충 네 로자 충충 히로체 때solea 히로 자천보 메케 때solea 토마 고랑게 로다 로레야 창비기 최대이스 토마 하이 최대 것이지 렐하고 게추 고랑게 로다 창비기 최대 마데 타이게 당나 당서 렐하고 게티니 당나데 마데 다 고랑 가자 때게티니 렐하고도 마데 렐하고도 교장 아니 대치 하니치 당나 대히데 디젤레니 제수 때마 제수 주가 셔도 어들 대다 대마 셔부 충을 비추고라고 마 너희 셔부 충을 비추고라고 고랑 히차데 코니 로자라고 대지지 하고도 차차다 되니 디젤 대다 히론 리다 데마 주와서 되니 코 로데야 린제 차이 로저데야 제 리다 데마 줘봐 또네 최 데마 린다서 되니 띵카말레 야 자제지 카말이야 sabzichiga deyiris shebun jiki chuko chudan rida dangata jesu taman ri jesun juba shedo se tini kanza te loya te jeyo de shebun jiki chuko deyiris dangata jesu taman ri jesu juba she tini te ya tosan hawne cheyo de tini kö lojote ya garo chay tini 콜로드 가로 제요데 히로 자쳐보다 데마 줘봐 또네 추스 아무데 타바 진비게 되는 추대요레스 당나데 저스 템바 차와니 사고데 저자 사고 땡 사고 어따 자쳐와 되데레스 대저스 줘봐지 된 대이 세제나라 전셔가 거리도 봐봐 이노 계속바 당서 당가라서 상추 선배게对我不也是女人对个套里你先把懂了的你两把怕的短小把的短腿把很多第那了短小把时候的得的是他说女人个老当长比多的呀老呀我拍着的得到长比的缺点啊的短小把时候得的是先说吧当时这个当应该是吧我对你人打的人也进去
So from the beginning we have like the reason and then purpose. So we are in the second category right now, the purpose. So the purpose, why the Buddha Shakyamuni or the Atishas teach the disciple according to the three persons teaching, three persons stage or three persons teaching. So it has like two different there has like two different explain reason and purpose. So we finished the reason and right now we are in the purpose. So the purpose also there's a two listed in Tibetan book, there's listed two, but in English there's no clear. So two is one is the actual reason and one is the resources behind the reason. So the actual research, the Jeremy says why the Atisha and all these great scholars teach to the disciple towards the three persons as the stage or three persons teaching, because there's two main purpose. One purpose is to destroy the presumption. Some people, so the man is saying that some people have this ego, big ego, even they don't have practice of least person and medium persons, and he himself, arrogant to, I'm the great person, I'm the great person practitioner, something like this. So the why I teach these three stages, the one reason is to destroy the presumption or the ego, and then second one is so this is the first purpose, and then the second one is it's a very grateful is a very beneficiary. So to teaching this two way is a benefit to all three person, and the benefit for the great person, what benefit do the great person has. So great person, it has can be like two different kind of great person. Some great person who have gained all the knowledge in this life, and then some great person who already have a good karma in the past life, and then in this life also he's gaining the quality of the great person, but it's not only earned by this life. So for this, for the great person who are gaining this knowledge in this life, also is a very because this two person, medium person and great person, there's no way to gain this great medium person's quality and then great person quality without having the least person's quality. So the least person's quality is taking the refuge and then doing all the 10 virtuous things. So without this least person's practice, there's no way to gain medium person's practice and quality and then great person quality. So for the great person, in terms of gaining the great person quality, we should gain the medium person quality at the first, and then even before, that's the least person's qualities. So that's why from the great person this benefit, and for the least person, what what benefit to has the least person, and then the medium person. So the least person, like have like practice the least person's like teaching, and then when he or she gain this least person's quality, then there's a way, or there's a higher the quality I have to achieve. For example, liberate from the in not liberating from the like lower realm suffering, but also the trying to liberate from the samsaric existence of this suffering, and then also after then not also liberating from this like a samsaric existence of suffering, but also there's like a liberating from all the afflictions, all the mental afflictions, and free, mainly free from like from the not only from the cyclic existence of suffering, but also from the mental afflictions. So that's why it's very beneficial to to teach in this way, in this different like three-person stage. So this is the purpose, why. So Buddha and Atisha and it taught in this way. And so there's like different question, say there says one question is coming that if it's the prerequisite of the great person's practice, why, like why it says it's a great person practice, why is it taking like teaching this in separate way? So that's why there's like this great purpose in this, yeah. And then for this purpose, so Chetambuji says this is not I said here, but it's also from many resources mentioned it. So for the resources, it mentioned it as like from the scripture. So the scripture is a scripture from the scripture, the called question of the royal lot of the formula. So this from this formula from this scripture, it says like it's a very like popular example. So that's why I'm not Jeremy said I'm not putting all the words here, but it's mainly the meaning is for example when so mainly saying so that the jubilee, so the people are working with the gold and the silver, and then there's a different way to test for the gold or the jewelry, jeweler. So it's whether it's there's three different way to test for the gold whether it's pure or not pure. So same like this, there's like different way, different stage, different stage to go in this way. So because all the person are not same like capacity, not same ability, so that's why like according to the ability, so that the teaching is also like teach in this way, because like same like even for the gold digger, or like even for the like jewelry people, they have different stage by to test it. So that's why for the student, also for the disciple, for the people also, they have different way, different capacity to receive the teaching, and different capacity to practice the the gaining the quality. So that's why they teach in this way. And then other resources is the Nagajuna's book. The book is the precious garland. From the precious garland, it said initially there are the teaching on the high status, and then come to the teaching on certain goodness. And for having obtained the higher status, they gradually reach certain goodness. So that is saying initially, teaching. So that is also saying like. If you teach the teaching, stage by stage, then there's no way to gain the high status, high great person's quality. And then also like from the asangas, like asangas states also that's it's a long the further bodhisattva cause their disciples to accomplish the virtuous factor of enlightenment correctly and to stage. In order to do this, so this is mainly saying in this passage is saying when the bodhisattva's purpose is serving for mother sentient beings. So, and then create the virtuous things. Every single step of our life is trying to create the virtuous things. When we do the virtuous, create the virtuous things or serving to other, so it's saying like, we smartly have to serve to other, and then the best serving is giving teaching, and because the opening, so the most of the mother sentient being is hidden by the ignorance and misunderstanding. So the teaching is basically opening our eye and our wisdom. So it's when they teach to the students, so it's saying, you have to teach, according to the disciples' the capacity. If you teach like great teaching to a low capacity, it's not good. And also if you teach the like great person teaching in a medium capacity, it's not good. And then if you teach the lower person's teaching is to the great person's capacity, so there's a benefit, but it's not like not like a perfect. So that's why when we teach to this disciple, and when we teach to the help to the our mother sentient beings, so even for the giving teaching, you have to teach them according to their capacity and according to their wish and according to knowing from what kind of teaching can help them, and then create the which is to create the merit and create and to serve the mother sentient beings. So that is telling them to in this. So that's why the Shantideva and the Atisha teach in this way. Is there's like there's lots of resources behind from other great master and Buddha himself. And also there's coming another like citation of resources. Laso gila tuchana.
tanda ne kung tanda ndo tang gombo ludu gi song ma je chen chen wa tini pama tome gi song song jang cha de ta te wale ya ne gombo ludu ke ngo lo be ayan de wa se ne paba la o te gi long chen ba ni jang no sha ta tambo paba le chang sho ba du bi jung me le shu du jung ko to pa shin chi ten bi pa shin ji te bi sang ba la jang ne te ne ha la ju bi chu ri che do ju ba ju ki de de du de 세제 담비 레체노 담비 달라 주발레 탄드 주비 상제 kinjirimba tabo son sheba taonsa da shudi dromesade paval hesonji da ngoli yani pashigi tebigi sambali aja tene sangala anju ota tijini seje tambi leche sa da te leche sa de ota derko shirin ban ko seje tambi leche nasa tambi tala jubala sa te zorin jubala sa zori le ya jubala 타게 조비 상지 깨지림바 따보수 세유데 시리 다 조리네 연주바데 간자테서 나랑서 콤바 토칼에 너와 원에 깨기 템바 나오고 레레레 본디 연도가 나오니 도그레스 제가 얘네 오마 기자팔이야 소나미바 담보도 사테게 메기초 초포고 수진테서 오지 어셰부 추니초고 되지 바도 단 도바시에서 되게 단지 도그레스 셰부 지기초고 되지 타마타히 꾼도 봐서 되게 타와님이 자와 바차다 제가 노거 때인지 셔부 준비가 랑거든가 되대 강기 히트 케바이 서다 들리케 셔부 송게 랑거든바 봉드니 나서 남켄기 간자테 이 케바 준비기 나래레스 제 라지 거리 네바체도 소소스 어디지 되네 자가지 펜트다 허베 케바 마큐지 정 제제 겨라 최게도 담부 신소 땅나지 살라 레바 니셰데 데니 추니 곰반제 제소데스 다데 가르솜세 제제 겨라 최게도스 저마 메켄게다 레다이나 레카부 까정데 데레 최 땅용디 담부 레데 담마 주차데죠 게 주차츠 데네 까보 타 데네 쳐쪽보다 머리티고 베테는 담보 다 신바 라소바 신바도 수준도 조바 대소 가네 셔부 충직이 아니 땅대서 나서나 너무 예수 땅나지스 셀라 레바 니시테세 요데 아니 셀레야 지 가완다 또안데야 셰유데 데니 셔부 진지 랑거지 바테지 나서나 데니 쉐니 곰바제세니 쉐 다메바 니루테 코나니 안가고레서 어때 rimbaagete tabachimbiga wan chigure sunde londe tobe chabanda tabe koso on launch kori nepa chabda zalas tobe makyo ge sunde jo ani peden da tabe koso launch lang kori de nyeje yise sundo se lang kori matwa chegres now so launch kori chu sonda yina teni jebu di yabu chishegi mas now so nambala lang la tribi kori hido chaba chutela nepa tembo nepa shaos Kori machuwa, kori manowa, chala meba, lao bong zhi nyos lang gubate, hajongi kiche ures. Kisi kori chu, kori chala dosumba ina, ani rang gaunju te, ani nep dotu mares. Nengal tata chi dotu mare, lao ani ya bong zhi she mutua chi ne yu rinpo goba nangi. Yang koma she mutua, o tindi chagi, tindi 담보니 라마노아 코리 마초아 차라 메바노스 랑고레스 와트리 자니 셔부송 랑고리 바디 히아노레스 와타 텐도 테리지
Mm. Mm. As well, Papa Asanga and Nagarjuna and Asanga told it in the Arya Deva's lamb, which is a compendium of these, also cited like this. The method by which beings who are beginners and engage in the ultimate purpose was said by the perfect Buddha to be like the step of the staircase. So the mainly is also the Ayadeva also saying like, teaching in this way, step by step, is like a staircase. Like staircase, when we go on the upstairs, we have the staircase step by step. Same like this, like in this is so saying in this is mentioned two. Two is the perfection vehicle and then the mantra vehicle. So the perfection, when first we need the practice of perfection vehicle, and then we practice the mantra and a vehicle. So mantra vehicle also there's a two. And in Tibetan called Kirim and Zogrim, but in English is translated like general stage of the mantra vehicle practice, and then completion stage of mantra vehicle practice. So this is a give example like a staircase. So mainly is saying like we have to practice by step by step. So don't mix them together. So this is like step by step, and same like Arya Devas, and also there's like also this also from the Arya Devas, the 400 stands also is initially you stop the non-meritorious, in the middle you stop the misconception of self, and finally you put an end to all the bad views on who knows this is the depth. So this is also like the first line is least person's practice, showing the least person's practice, and then the middle one is the medium person's practice, like misconception is misconception of self. So this is the the main causes of cyclic existence. So stopping the misconception of oneself is stopping the existence of cyclic existence, that liberating, like samsara. So that when you stop the misconception of the self, then you stop the root of the samsara, and then you are liberated from the samsara. So finally, you put the end all the bad views. The bad views is the great person's practice. The great person practice the all the bad view means all the mental afflictions. When you practice the great persons, then you will be able to stop all the bad views, all the mental afflictions, and then we are free from all the mental affliction, and then gain the enlightenment. and also learned masters. So this another like Indian great scholar is in Tibetan called Lopi Makol, but in in Sanskrit it's a Mitriyata said, it is like dyeing cloth to it is free and stains. And first they develop the goodness in the student mind, and through discussion and generosity and delight, and then they have the meditation on the teaching. So this is also saying, like as a good cloth, good cloth, there's like process. First we have to collect the material, and then after then, if then it's a white, and then if it's a then we have to weave, and after then it's drying, like coloring, and coloring this like step by step to do it. So that's also uh, when we practice also, if we there's like there should be like a teaching and receiving teaching, or like practice there by step. So it's so important to to do the practice and to receive the teaching in the step by step. And also, so for this is from the outside, it hard to say you are a great person, you are a medium person, you are this person. So that is that we need the basic practice of mindfulness, aware ourselves and check ourselves, what stage am I in, and ask ourselves, and what my mindset, and then according to our ability and according to our like capacity, then receive the teaching, and then like take effort to practice and gain those quality according to our capacities. So that is saying, how important it is. Tuchina Angela.
다 사치 첨부치기 네파 님보 렌슈가라 송서다 때리 때 공래 랑시 나자라 네파 샤바 당 때라 님보 렌슈스 사치미 다 랑시 나자라 네파 샤바서 차치 데 님보 쳇달린 비추스 때려야로 다 때라 님보 렌슈스 다 단데 다 네파 님보 렌슈스 때려야 다 shabu sunga gu choko de ten du tsari sa che ten. Tele ya sun shabu chungo de tumo nangji rinpa la lo zhangwa tam chi chi. Ndrita tumo nangji rinpa la lo zhangwa tam se ni chi. Shabu chenpe nangji rinpa la lo zhangwa o se de sun mo chi. Ta tambo shabu chungo de tumo nangji rinpa lo zhangwa tele ya sa che sun mo chi. Tambo la sun. Chungo ye samba zhangba ngo se. Ta shabu chungo gi chu lo zhang tu ngo ne de heba ye se. 다 sambat shepi tses shabu chungo ge lo jang yu de da lo de jang ju le ni ka du she de she tse de kan de se de ji de la lo pa to ba sa de le ya to ba de ji da ma da she yu de to ba de ba she ji da tam bo la ni jite shema de ne ju lo she ba da jite shema de to de ma wo se ni ji da tam bo la ni jite de re to me nya wa mineba chewa jesu jamba samba jite shema chetan jo ro ni ji de du samba wos ta tere jite shema tene che lo shewa la ta ngaran chu tanda saune de tse de sang jo jo tse de saune de pa do ni shewa jema ge tene ge lo she chu ro ti de jite de rinto mineba chewa jesu jamba samba don se cha mata ba samba jite shema chetan jo ro ni ji de du samba se ro ni se yu de dendro ta dendro ni 오타 덴두게 데두 삼바 담보가 예스 따데 담보 차마 따바 제치 때려야 사치지 더 차와 잠바 마고비 네미스 차와 메타비 꼴이야 산 천에 마동바 이나 telea 샹샤 가리요레스 따 데치지 네미스야도 샹르 곰비 페스 차와 메타바 제나 아니 페스나다 소소리에 게체스나다 telea 지시 제 tunde kan de res da de gom be pe ti chawa tembe lo cheta bi shi she wa sa chawa me ta ba ani lo de kan de she go go res na de she go res de ji men zi che chawa jamba gom bi chu chawa me ta ba tembe ge gong chu ne de ta de che ye ba de o de che ye ji ta tambo la tu le se ta tambo tu de che tu ko ni tambo chawa jamba ma go bi ne mi se chawa me ta ba 마고 산에 마동바 있나 텔레야시 아니 Nemi Shaba Tele, Dunset Pugu Qualmachino. That Dunset Tambud Karisana, Teta Teitela, Nimbo Labala, Jubala, Shijilo Yeles. Nota Nimbo Labala, Lambala, Jubala. Tangaroto, Tawaji, Jobachi, Sangi, Lutin Delia, that Himbalansa. So Tawa, Lutin Long, the Longo Chokin Chichiwala, and it get you can the Lord Shijilo years. They get it as a Metabala, Tabanzi, the Lord Shijilo. Tambu Nipi Gojuros, that so take it is. Metabala, Tabanzi, the Lord dig it, and Maranso Gino is. Tela Charani, that Metabala, Tabanzi, the Lord Shijilo Delia, Charani. Metaba Charanija. Rapi Metaba Chawa Michi Nabatobani, Nupi Gohos, Tangaroso, Chawa Metaba de Metaba Rapare. Chawa Metaba Gonsu de Metaba Rapare, Tili Losho, Tangari, Tiri Chigamare, Sonia Chigamare, Sasa Telechin, Maracho Metaba, Rapi Metaba Lea Michi, and Hambig, Noto Tige, and Marancelia, Chula Jubu Gochi Chigu, Dela dazu ta chi tar chewa hi un hamba gela yecha nema rere ye deri meche deri ya meche na lo meche sho zeba chika ma tsuba chika ma tsula jongo so ta ngaran tsule ya ta ji na shege ma sa so jene dege no ba chi yore dela ya shitande ngara tsu xia de me tang che ha ko yore ta na xie lu che ina ya tang che lu yore de ta xie lu de me tang che ha ko yore de Nimarere Teriang Shigimari, Sania Meche, Nania Meche, there is Namakadishana Mechi Shole, Lotono Shenmato, Nashigin Sansang the Lord, G. Julia, Shetu Yomares, or that Teri in some, not that Tege, Nichi, Teria Meche, non be the Lord T. Tonene, and I don't to church, a lot of garden, yes, don't set number Terry.
That's on. And then Gela Dilishanange. Chuzuri, you know. So today also until now we have finished with the big big topic, and then now we are the starting the new big topic in his chapter. So the chapter is the big chapter is the actual way to take the full advantage of the life of leisure and opportunity. So here is a most are like the category of this in-text. The in-text is training the mind in the stage of the path shared with the persons of small and capacity. The actual training of the thought for a persons of small capacity, developing a stage of the mind and strives diligently for the sake of fortune lives, and mindfulness of death and the contemplation, and that you will not remain long in this world. The fault of not cultivating mindfulness of death, the benefit of cultivating mindfulness of death, and the kind of mindfulness of death you should develop, and how to cultivate mindfulness of death. So for this the contemplation, contemplation that death is certain. So it has also three categories. The contemplation that the Lord of the death will definitely come and therefore cannot be avoided. And then second is the contemplation that our lifetime cannot be extended and constantly diminish. And third one is the contemplation of the certainty of death, such that even while we are alive, there is little time for religious practice. So the B be the contemplation that the time of the death is uncertainty. So the contemplation that, so for this also have three reasons. So the contemplation that lifespan is like world is uncertain, and the contemplation that the causes of death are very many, and the causes of life is few. So the reason. So the third reason is the contemplation that the time of the death is uncertain, because the body is very fragile. And then the sea, the sea is the contemplation that at the time of the death, nothing help except religious practice. So when we die, the man is saying when we die, we cannot carry anything except the virtuous things, except the merit, except the merit what we have accumulated. So because we cannot take our friend with us, we cannot take our parents with us, we cannot take our whatever wealth we have, we cannot take. So what we can take is we can take only the the virtuous things, only the merit. So that's the reason. And then the actual way to take full advantage of the life is life of the leisure opportunities is so there's like training the mind in the stage of the path. So today we came along here, the mindfulness, and then there is the page on the page 145. We have to go from there, and then the faults of not cultivating mindfulness of death. So it's mainly saying when it's so important to practice the impermanent. When it's the impermanent, so for the impermanent we have the misunderstanding that we are not, we all the people in this world, we know that someday we will die. But in the day by day, we have the misconcept or the permanent, misconcept of on impermanent. So we are thinking that we will not die today and then not die tomorrow. And every morning and every hour when we wake up, we don't have this immediate way of thinking that we will die in some point. But we have this kind of mindset. We will not die today, and then tomorrow come, I'm not die today, and then tomorrow come, we have this kind of like a misunderstanding and misconcept, I will not die today. So in this way, until the death came, like we have this, our mindset is towards to kind of like influenced by permanent concept of the permanent. So that's why we have coming this, I will not die today and today and today and today at the end, and then we are not practicing well. So that's why the concept of impermanent we have to generate, we have to make stronger view on the concept of impermanent. So today we are going to stop here because the time is already past. Thank you. If any question?
Don't have Anila. Thank you very much. I think, is there any question, anybody? Okay, if there isn't, then we'll offer the mandala offering to thank Geshe-la. All right, this ground is anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, mild mirror, the four continents, sun and moon. Visualizing as a Buddha view, I offer it so that all beings may enjoy this pure rite. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kaniraya Tayami. In the snowy mountain paradise, you are the source of good and happiness. Powerful dancing Gyatso Chinrezi, may you stay until samsara ends. Praying for our teachers' perfect health, praying for our teachers' ageless life, praying that their works will grow and spread. Bless me never to part from them. Due to this merit, may I soon attain the enlightened state of Guru Buddha, so that I may also be able to bring all beings to this very enlightened state. May the precious Buddhi mind not yet born arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. Just the blessed Buddhas of the past have dedicated, just the blessed Buddha presently existing is dedicating, just the blessed Buddha of the future will also dedicate. I also humbly learn, follow, and dedicate likewise. In region where the supreme precious Dharma has not spread, or where it has spread but then declined, may illumine the treasure of happiness and benefit with a mind deeply moved by great compassion. May anyone who merely see, hear, remember, touches, or talks to me be free in that very instant from from all suffering and abide in happiness forever. For as long as space endure, for as long as living beings remain, until then may I too abide to dispel the misery of the world. For as long as may I be a protector for those without one, a guide for all travelers on the way. May I be a bridge, a boat, and a ship for all who wish to cross the waters. O venerable, compassionate gurus, we seek a blessing that all can meet the obstacle and suffering of Mother Sentient Being. May without exception ripen upon us right now. May it give our happiness and virtue to others, and thereby invest all beings in bliss. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, Geshe-la, please. Dedication.
So, sa yebe je shonge me do do, ra le ye me de je ba de, sanje ke bo me de. Re na la yen do jawa jo ye dang, go ra na me de la be ni ya dai. Me da ge che ne sa be kya wa de, de dang do wa, de la pa de, na jawa je zo lo dang tam. De be nyam ba ren do se ye sho, ka re ra ye ko yi ki ma zo be da jawa, ma len jo yi ni she re za wa, de bi chabe se de ba do ten jo che, pa ma se je ta je de da de je che, ngen ro ta je ta do ta. Shangchu Samba Kama Suyo, Tada Kajan, Nalan Dojo Chi, Shangchu Sanjo Rumbo, Masha Pana, Shabe Namba, Mabaya, Konyago, Yawa Shaw, Tana Chizel Lama, Tuja, Majo Dui, Dirito, Mali Dada, Dagi Dege Yanato, Dogi Dada Damba Shinjalo, Tana Chizel Lama, Tuja, Majo Dui, Dirito, Mali Dada, Dagi Dege Yanato, Dogi Dada Damba Shinjalo, Tana Chizel Lama, Majo Dui, Dirito, Mali Dada, Dagi Dege Yanato, Dogi Dada Damba. Shenje lo damba lana mebi damba dan jiwan de na lami tri bin jiwan de ado kene damba zebe joro laso.
Okay, Geshe-la, please leave first. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, Anila, thank you so much, Anila. Thank you so much. It's difficult for you. Thank you, Anila. Thank you so much. Tujichi.
Yeah.
Okay, 大家再见哦，阿弥陀佛。Okay, goodbye.